Hello, rail fans. It happened to be a Sunday, and we had been on our 49th wedding anniversary, which was Wednesday of this week, and we had went down to Orlando, did some train stuff around Plant City, and we saw some museums. Got those posted already. But Sunday we had decided to, on the way home, we'd come through Waycross and happened to look around at some of the favorite sites. This is Carlisle, I don't know if it's Avenue or Road, but it's a double track, and we happened to see that one sitting there, so we knew something must be going to happen pretty soon, and we were right. We did happen to notice that some of these cars had tags on them on the side of it that indicated they need to have repair work done on them. Not every car in this consist was like that, but a lot of those flat cars actually had little placards on there that said not to use them until they had been corrected. So you may be able to see one of the tags. It's kind of a light colored tag right in the middle. In Waycross, it's hard to tell some of the chatter because you hear a lot of yard chatter, and then also some tower permissions coming out for these trains coming and going. But it was really hard to tell, and we thought that maybe that train would pass and another one that he would get a chance to go ahead on. But we heard horns coming from the west, and we have to look, and here comes another northbounder. I tell my wife this may have been a good train to chase since it was going northbound on the Fitzgerald sub. They also had 4 engines, and just hearing the conversation before in the yard, we knew that there was a train before on another trip that was going to Manchester, and I thought, well, this might have been a good one to chase, but we had been gone since Thursday, and while we did have a change of clothes left, we'd been gone, and it was starting to feel like we need to keep going west from here and head back to the house. And sometimes when you leave your diggings for that long, it feels good to get back home. I know in Waycross you hear so much yard chatter along with engineers and conductors. We knew that Rice Yard must have been having a hard time getting trains into the yard. There was some space that was needed. 2 or 3 times we heard conversation going on about having to wait. We also knew that it was a train on the Folkestone sub that was parked there. They couldn't get in, and we're on the side and waiting on that part of town. When we came over here, it became evident that some of these trains was vacating spaces in the yard, and that making space for some new ones to come in. While with the noise and being outside, I did have my portable antenna on my scanner. And I did hear talk about there was a train that they needed to get in the yard that was 13,000 feet long. I was not sure if it was this one leaving the yard that was 13,000 or if it was just one that needed to come on in that was that long.
Here comes the end.
That's one of the things that I don't like about being close to the yard, is because these trains, when they're leaving the yard, they just don't go very fast. And so what happens is it just tends to be longer videos, just watching cars come by, going 10-15 miles an hour. If you've heard my videos before, it's nice to be on a track where they're coming by at track speed. Makes for a little more exciting video. But there's the end.
One more thing, I'll be safe.
They got the green light to go, so they're going into the yard. Saw the ditch lights come on and turned around and looked at the tower, and sure enough, green light to go. There is one thing I do like about being close to the yard, and that is when these things are parked and they have to start up, there's just something about that powerful rumble of that engine getting these cars rolling that it's just something you have to feel. And we didn't figure this would be too long since they only had one engine. if you were going to pick a city to live in and you like trains, you would definitely want to be in Waycross. But if you're one of those folks that hate trains because they hold you up at crossings, this is definitely not the city to live in. This train was parked when we got here, but we had actually went up Ossie Davis Pkwy, and this train here was actually across the crossing up there. The good thing is there's a little get around that you can go past the train up at Ossie Davis, and so all the locals know the little get around, and so we had went past it, went up and checked a couple other spots. We come back down, went through the get around, then come back into here, and so this train finally got to go. So the whole time this video has been running, the back end of it was crossing the main thoroughfare, Ossie Davis Parkway. Love those DPs. You know they're coming because you hear them. To hear train horns around this city is not an unusual thing. It's common. But we heard one that was very close, and I thought, man, how can that be? And so we happened to look, and we saw one coming on the other track heading northbound. I said earlier we had been gone since Thursday. We had planned a trip down to Plant City. Our son and daughter-in-law gave us a couple of motel stays, and he's an artist, and he put together a whole book of the history of Plant City, the double track there that crosses right there at the platform, and there's a museum there. We had planned to make that trip a couple of years ago, and Hurricane Idalia come up the coast through the Gulf, and so we had to cancel that trip. A year went by. We decided to try. They must have had everything cleaned by that time, so we was going back and try it again. And this time Hurricane Helene came up the Gulf again, and both of those storms sideswiped Valdosta, Georgia, and You can see the damage as you go from Waycross to Valdosta. You can still see the damage of the trees where they've blown over. And so we finally decided we're going to try to make the Plant City trip again. And the first thing I did is check Weather Channel and look in the Gulf, and I didn't see any disturbances or anything that looked like it even be made into a thunderstorm. So we quickly made our plans and we went down there. Now, we didn't see very many trains. There was not much train action that we saw. We did see 2 Amtraks at the museum, the Williford Museum in Plant City. But we really smoked them today for trains. This was awesome. My wife had her camera and she was doing some filming, and she finally got in the shade, and there she is. The only thing I hate about that is I couldn't find a microphone like the ones on mine, the little short stubby one, but that one, man, that thing's it sticks way out there. It's kind of aggravating sometimes. Well, it's that time in the video where we like to thank our viewers for watching to the end, and we if you know somebody that wants to see trains, and put them on us, and we appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe, and share the videos, and until the next time, we'll see you.
Coming around that road number 12.